Singapore, a place known for its shiny skyscrapers, busy streets, and a mix of different cultures. This small island nation, located at the tip of Malaysia, shows how strong and ambitious people can be. From its start as a simple trading port, Singapore has become a powerful country, known for its strong economy and interesting culture. Its journey, like the lion on its flag, is a story of strength, hard work, and never giving up. Singapore's story is all over its buildings and streets, a cool mix of old and new. Old buildings from the past stand next to modern buildings, and traditional markets are busy right next to big shopping malls. This shows how Singapore remembers its past while also moving forward. Singapore's journey shows how creative people can be and how a country can mix tradition and new ideas. Long ago, before explorers from Europe arrived, the island we know as Singapore was a place of myths and legends. It was called Temasek, which means sea town. Stories say a prince from Sumatra, Sang Nila Utama, landed on the island a long time ago in the 1200s. He saw a strange animal with a red body, a black head and a white chest. Thinking it was a lion, he named the island Singapura, which means Lion City. Maybe it was a lion, maybe it was a tiger, but the name Singapura stuck. It started a new part of the island's story. Because it was located on important sea routes, Singapura became a busy port. Traders from China, India and the Spice Islands came here to trade spices, silks and other valuable things. This location would be important for Singapore's future, making it a centre for trade all over the world. The legend of the lion, a symbol of strength and bravery, became a big part of the island's identity. In the early 1800s, the British East India Company wanted more power in Southeast Asia. They saw how important Singapore was. In 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles came to the island. He saw it could be a great trading post. He talked to the local ruler and made a deal that let the British stay. This started a new part of Singapore's story, changing it from a quiet fishing village to a busy trading centre. Raffles wanted Singapore to be a free port, better than the Dutch trading centre in Jakarta. He made rules that helped trade and brought in people from all over. Many people came to Singapore looking for a better life. Chinese, Malays, Indians, Europeans and others lived together, creating Singapore's multicultural mix. This is how the modern diverse city began. Raffles is remembered as the founder of modern Singapore. His ideas helped Singapore become a world trading centre and a place where many cultures meet. World War II was a hard time for Singapore. The British thought the island was impossible to attack, but Japan captured it in 1942. This surprised the British Empire. The Japanese ruled for 3.5 years. It was a time of difficulty and cruelty. Singapore was renamed Sianantou, meaning Light of the South Island. There wasn't enough food, people were forced to work, and the Japanese military police were very mean to the people. The occupation changed Singapore. It showed that the British could be defeated, and people in Singapore started to want to rule themselves. The people wanted to be free, and this made them want independence even more. The Japanese occupation, a sad time in Singapore's history, actually helped Singapore become independent later on. It made the people want to control their own future. Section 5. The Road to Independence, a Nation Forged. After Japan lost the war in 1945, Singapore became a British colony again. But the people still wanted to rule themselves. After the war, more and more people wanted independence. In 1959, Singapore could govern itself, and Kuan became the first Prime Minister. Wanting to be safer and richer, Singapore joined with Malaya, Sabah and Sarawak to create Malaysia in 1963. But this didn't last long. Problems between Singapore and the Malaysian government caused trouble. In 1965, Singapore left Malaysia and became its own country. It was a risky move for the new nation. Without many natural resources, a small population, and different groups of people, Singapore's future was uncertain. But the new country faced these problems, starting an amazing journey of change. Section 6. The Lion City Soars. Lee Kuan Yew's legacy. The first years of independence were very important for Singapore. Led by Lee Kuan Yew, the country started working hard to improve its economy and build a nation. Lee Kuan Yew was a smart leader. He knew Singapore needed to change and grow to survive in the world. He made it easy for businesses from other countries to come to Singapore. He helped factories grow and made the island's roads, buildings and other infrastructure better. Lee Kuan Yew's government also worked on problems like not enough houses, making education better and helping different groups of people get along. He believed in choosing people for jobs based on their skills, being practical and having an honest government. This helped Singapore change so much. In just one generation, Singapore became a modern country, not just a trading post. It became one of the 4 Asian tigers, along with Hong Kong, South Korea and Taiwan. Its economic success, along with its safe and peaceful society, became an example for other developing countries. Section 7. A tapestry of experiences. Exploring modern Singapore. Today, Singapore is a great example of a modern city. Its skyline, with amazing buildings like the Marina Bay Sands, shows how strong its economy is. But there's more to Singapore than just big buildings. It's a city with lots of different experiences, a mix of cultures, foods and traditions. Singapore's culture comes from all the different people living there. Chinatown, with its busy markets and traditional shops, shows Singapore's Chinese history. Little India, full of bright colours and interesting smells, is a fun place to visit. And the Arab Quarter is beautiful with its fabric shops and mosques. If you want to see Singapore's history, from when it was a British colony, walk along the Singapore River. You'll see old shops and important buildings like the Fullerton Hotel and the Asian Civilizations Museum. And you can't visit Singapore without trying the food. From fancy restaurants to outdoor food stalls selling Hainanese chicken rice and chili crab, Singapore is a great place for food lovers. Whether you like history, culture, trying new foods, or just exploring a modern city, Singapore has something for everyone. Section 8. Gardens by the Bay Nature meets Futurism. You haven't really seen Singapore until you visit Gardens by the Bay. This amazing park is huge and shows how much Singapore cares about nature and new ideas. The Super Tree Grove, a group of tall, garden-covered towers, is amazing. At night they light up with a beautiful light and sound show. The Cloud Forest, inside a giant glass dome, is like a rainforest with waterfalls, mist and unusual plants. The Flower Dome, another giant glass dome, has plants from all over the world. Gardens by the Bay is more than just a park. It shows Singapore's plan for a greener future. It's a place where nature and technology work together, making everyone feel amazed. It shows how creative people can be, making something beautiful and good for the environment in a big city. Section 9. Singapore's everlasting song, a global city's future. Singapore is always thinking about the future, using the same creativity and ability to change that has always made it successful. The challenges are different now. Singapore needs to keep its economy strong in a world that is always changing, make sure everyone has opportunities and protect the environment. But one thing stays the same. Singapore is determined to overcome these challenges and become even better. Singapore is still strong and successful, known around the world for its progress, new ideas and interesting culture. Singapore's story isn't finished. Every day is a new part of the story, showing the strength of people and the exciting things that can happen in the future. From its beginning as Temasek to its success as a world city today, Singapore's journey is inspiring. It shows what people can achieve and how a country can remember its past while building its future.